I consider myself incredibly lucky to have a job that allows me to meet some amazing people and to go into some extraordinary, unique homes all around southern Hampshire. And today I've been to a house in Hamble to advise the owners on the best way to sell their property. And I've taken the opportunity, as it's such a beautiful day, to come down onto the river and onto a friend of mine's boat to check his moorings. They're currently away in Beckwith for a month, and I'm quite sure how I managed to get the short straw to do this, but I'm very happy to be down here on such a beautiful day. But I just really wanted to take the opportunity perhaps to express an opinion on self-employed agency, as I feel reasonably well qualified to do that, having been self-employed for the majority of my career, although I was employed when I first started out and had some interim jobs where I was employed. And I can honestly say that despite the fact that it's extremely hard work, self-employment is a real pleasure and very, very satisfying. However, it's not for everybody, and I was the first to accept that. And there are times, quite dark times, over the course of the last sort of 20-30 years, when it would be really nice to have had a salary check come in and somebody else's responsibility for paying it. But that is, to be quite honestly, a minority of times that I felt that way. But I think the important thing to understand from the self-employed broker model is that it is extremely hard work, and this sort of mantra of work-life balance is great and it's important, but it mustn't be seen as a euphemism for not having to work too hard, because nothing could be further from the truth. You need persistence, you need persuasion, and you need performance, and you need to do that day in, day out to make a name for yourself. Some of you will be familiar with Amy Shields, and she has a great mantra, which is get up, dress up, show up, and never ever give up. And that couldn't be truer for the self-employed model, whatever you do, but certainly in estate agency, that is such a great mantra to have. I think a lot of people who are currently employed, but thinking about going self-employed, need to understand that they work for a brand, and that brand has a place in the locality, and that brand is the hook that brings a lot of business into that office or into that business, and allows you as this employed person to go out and carry out the market appraisals, carry out the viewings, arrange mortgages, arrange lettings, win landlords, all that sort of thing. Don't underestimate the power of that, because if and when you become self-employed, whilst you have an umbrella brand, it's your personal brand that actually is the thing that the public will see, and you have to work incredibly hard at that, by networking, by making yourself known to everybody, and as I said earlier, you have to be really, really persistent, and there is a very fine line between persistence and making a nuisance of yourself. So you've just got to tread that tightrope, and hope that your persistence pays off. And to be honest, from my experience, it does. And people like your persistence, because actually they see that as a positive trait when it comes to finding a buyer or a tenant for their property. So don't give up is my answer. Now, it just happens that I'm looking to recruit one or two self-employed agents who have got experience in the unique prime residential market in southern Hampshire, to run their own business in certain areas and certain towns of southern Hampshire. So if you think that might be something that would interest you, then please direct message me, and I'd be very happy to pick up the phone or meet for a coffee and just have a chat through, and let you make the decision as to whether or not you think that our brand and self-employment is right for you. If it isn't, that's great, but at least you've had the opportunity to explore it and talk to somebody about it. I'm very happy to just kind of give you my thoughts and my experiences, and you can make your own mind up. I think